with with the whole thing with Schindler's List, which is again, a really good example of something. But it's so disgusting because, truthfully, I mean, how far are we really from that? I mean, people are disappeared. We have rendition. We have police state. We have some cops are completely out of control. We have a Justice Department that selectively prosecutes. We have a in contempt Attorney General that says don't go there. I mean, we are under the bonds of tyranny right here. It's happening. And people just accept it. I mean, do you realize that this is going on? Can you come to the understanding of the comprehension that there is an agenda here to put in a police state, and you can't, and don't, putting these people as calling these leaders of ours elitists? We supposedly, they're supposed to serve the people. They're serving themselves and their interests that got them there, and the promises that they must keep, and the favors they must give, and the agenda that they have to follow. I mean, after all, they took an oath, and not an oath to the Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. They took an oath to a secret society, one of many. Most likely is the highest levels. Of course, it's the highest levels of Freemasonry, and all. Do you remember when he was inaugurated? They had the Freemason Ball at the where Albert Pike is lionized in Washington. I mean, this is just this is the truth. These secret societies have over generations infiltrated our government to the point where they have a searing amount of control. I mean, the truth is that the forces behind this, the bankers and the New World Order Illuminati, the truth, are these people that aren't. If they're in on this, they're in it for life. It's just like Omerta. It is the La Mafia. I mean, to understand this, the New World Order on a simple scale, you all know how the Mafia works. You've all seen The Godfather. Well, that's the way it works. So you have The Godfather, and just same concept, but on a larger scale, where they take an oath and their secrets, and they have judges in their pockets, and they have lawyers that can get them off, and they have crooked cops. Do you see? Is it starting to make sense? But now you have senators and everything else. It's all in the movies, but it's not fiction. It's real. It's true. This is what's going on. So, all right, I burned enough time on this, I think. But yes, we have this, and these people are embracing all of these policies that are enslaving them. And it's unbelievable. I mean, I don't care if you're a multi-billionaire, with all the money in the world, you think you're doing good. Even if you think you're doing good, these people just are going with an agenda. They're behind this agenda, 100%. And they're profiting by it, no doubt. Because, of course, they have to continue to make their profits, just like Monsanto and the federal government are all in bed together. Hollywood's in bed with the government. It's the same thing. It's the propaganda arm of this thing. After all, we're talking about authoritarianism, totalitarian socialism. Of course the media is controlled. Of course they have to control the courts. Of course they have to control public opinion. Of course they have to demonize people that are actually exposing them. Of course. Because this is the New World Order. This is their mechanism to bring about the change they need to put the final shackles upon our arms and our hands and our legs, and to chain us forever in this system of slavery, which we're half in already. I mean, I went over it last night. The average person, when you add up all the taxes you pay for everything, for gasoline, for your toilet paper, anything that you buy, you pay tax on anyway. Then they tax your income. Then the state taxes your income. Then if you have any interest in any account anywhere, or you have any capital gains, they tax you on that. And then they tax you for all the services that you spend money on. And if you really add it up, it's like 70% of your money is going to taxes. I mean, boat tax, car tax, real estate tax, It goes on and on. Now think about it. It's like it's a huge list. It's like the end of a movie. When you see the credits rolling, that's the taxes you pay every year. And I shit you not, that is the truth. It is the absolute truth. Just like a list of a huge movie that has one of the longest lists of credits, that's how many taxes you're paying. It's disgusting. Anyway, all right, beat that one to death. Moving on, so Putin is warning of growing militant nationalism and Nazis. And it's interesting, it's a good segue, wouldn't you say? Because, I mean, America's coming under this same thing. That now we have Vladimir Putin said that the appearance of Nazi ideology is raising its head again in Europe. And there are militant nationalism is the kind that was brought on the appearance of Nazi ideology. He said during a meeting with leaders in Armenia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Belarus. So on Monday, Putin signed a bill making attempts to whitewash Nazism punishable with hefty fines and prison sentences. Now, I smell something weird about this whole thing, but I certainly could understand why they would be doing this. Something's strange, though. Listen to this, guys. The law is based on the results of the Nuremberg trials held by the Allies in 1945 and 49, which convicted most surviving Nazi leaders of war crimes, denounced fascism, and proclaimed most Nazi organizations as criminals. So he's going back to a law from basically the Nuremberg days. Now, the law provides for monetary penalty of 500,000 rubles, which is 14 Gs, or a jail term of up to 5 years as punishment for rehabilitating fascism and spreading false information about the Soviet Union's actions during World War II. Now, there you go. Listen to that. False information. Like the fact that both, or all three of them, Stalin was a Mason, so is Roosevelt, and so was Truman, of course, as well, and of course so was Churchill. So three Masons met, and the Cold War was a fabrication from the beginning, and it was backed again by the New World Order. They had their mitts in this, the Rothschild banking interests, the Rockefellers. They put together this designed conflict. They pit countries against one another. They pit their interests against one another. And they own both sides of the coin, if you can look at it that way. So whoever the outcome is, they win, ultimately. But that was what was going on with this. This is all not my opinion. You could talk to many people. You could just get this information from scholars. I mean, God, Tarpley will tell you the whole thing. Webster Tarpley, going in that route. As far as it's true. It's just like it was, again, an alliance that was made, and they made up the Yalta. They made this plan, help bring in this new world order, and it would help to bring around world communism. And they did a pretty damn good job, and it's continuing. Communism never fell. The fall of communism would mean that it doesn't exist and it's not permitted, just like they're trying to make Nazism not permitted. Isn't that true? So publicly desecrating symbols of the Russian military is also punishable by a fine of $8,400 or community service for up to a year. Now, also, the Soviet Union's role in the Allied victory is an important component of the sense of pride and patriotism. So pro-federalization supporters, called Ukrainian nationalists, who have protested and fought against federalists in the country's east since ousting of President Viktor Yanukovych and the deadly riots in Kiev following followers of Nazi ideology. So Europe has been supporting Ukraine's Euromaidan activists who seem to want to see Ukraine become part of the EU. So that's what's going on. And then, of course, you have the loyalists that want to, well, the loyalists, they want to, that's not the right word, those that want to go to Russia because of the Russian culture. So this is a really, it's a pot's boiling here. But again, it's another situation where it's escalating from the points of, something's fishy here. And we'll see what's going on. Again, it looks like a way that they can, try to, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure, but I tell you this much. This is what's going on. and they're definitely put these laws in there, and they're seriously going to steal. They're basically going to take a lot of money from people. But this is what they do. They're socialists. They're no different than anyone else. Than communism. You think communism fell? Like I said, it didn't fall. In fact, it's thriving. It's just morphed. It's just taken on a lighter tone. And instead of it being right in your face and hard, hot tyranny, it's done, softly and with a smile, sort of like the mafia. Whenever they kill you with a smile, right? In the mafia, if they're going to kill you, they take you out to dinner, you have a good time, they'll wine and dine, you have a great evening and whatever else, and then you get in the car to go home and they stick an ice pick in the back of your neck. Something like that. That's what happens. That's how it happens. It happens when you least expect it. And that's what's going on here. That's what's going on here, in my viewpoint. This situation in the Ukraine is going to lead to more destabilization, because there is a plan, and we're going to go over this in the second part of the show, to destroy there are forces that want to take out Brazil and Russia and India and China, as far as bringing them down. And this is that article from Wayne Madsen, and we'll be going over that in just a short while. But this thing in Russia really concerns me. It really does concern me, because we're looking at a very sticky situation. America is our foreign policy is non-existent, so it's just like not even worth. I don't want to just berate, because all I can do is just berate, because there is no foreign policy. It's all about whatever these banker controllers behind the scenes, these Illuminati, want Obama to do, and he just does what they say. So enough of that. Moving along. Oh, Dr. Doom. Let's see if we have enough time. Yeah, we have just enough time for Dr. Doom. No, another crash is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I do sense it's coming. And I don't really think that you're having any recovery at all. I've said this myself. There is no recovery. And this is Mark Faber from the Gloom, Boom, and Doom report, who explains why he thinks there's more pain ahead for the economy and why stocks and bonds will go down at the same time. This is a really interesting piece. He is the publisher of the Gloom, Boom, and Doom report, and is concerned about the possibility of a new financial crisis developing in the second half of this year. Well, that's an understatement, because he's talking about it being consumer debt. All of the types of debt, including corporate and government debt, is 30% higher than it was in 2007. That's really bad, and I don't think the economy is recovering at all. That is in his words. So he doesn't believe that there is a recovery. I don't either. And now, of course, Yellen, the money printer, is going to continue to do this, and she's saying some scary things as well. So yeah, we're going to stick on this financial topic for pretty much the rest of the broadcast. And again, thank you for watching Truth Talk News. Here's that little segment that I was talking about. Dr. Doom, nice name actually. that's a pretty good way to describe him. Mark Faber. Okay.
I don't think that the economy is recovering at all. We have in emerging economies a slowdown. Export growth is non-existent. And now, and I have been writing about this now for the last 2 years, we have geopolitical problems, A, in Ukraine, and B, in the East China Sea.
Hey, Mark, for some reason we have the impression that everybody has delevered following the crisis. I know that a lot of private debt became... uh-oh. Are you okay? Sounds like someone hit
Yes,
him.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. I know that a lot of private debt is now been turned into public debt, but for some reason we think that the printing presses can always handle that, unlike private people. But you say 30%, we're levered 30% more than we were during the financial crisis?
Yes, total credit, including government, corporate, consumer debt.
The